Namaste and welcome to H2O. Today I am going to discuss on one of the largest temples in South India, the Brihadishwara temple or the big temple of Tanjavur. Brihadishwara temple, also called Rajarajeshwaram temple, is dedicated to Lord Shiva and is one of the tallest and largest temples in South India. The architectural and sculptural work is top notch and shows the full spectrum of skill and quality of our ancient architects and sculptors. The temple was built by King Rajaraja Cholan or Arulmozhi Varman between 1003 and 1010 AD. Historians and archaeologists have wondered how exactly the temple was built, as there is no granite to be found anywhere near the temple, the closest being 60 kilometers away. But still, King Rajaraja Cholan was able to build the temple using 130,000 tons of granite. It would have been impossible for any human to move such huge rocks. It's believed that more than 1,000 elephants and over 5,000 horses were used to haul large slabs of granite to Tanjavur from 60 kilometers away. Moreover, there is no binding material used. Only interlocking stone techniques were used at that time. This is something that we could never find in tall buildings today. The temple was laid out on a precise plan of 16 by 16 squares, a design known as Padma Garbha Mandala in the Dravidian architecture of South India. The Garbhagriha contains a 4-meter tall Shivalinga. The Vimana or the temple tower is a massive 16 stories which is 66 meters high and is one of the tallest in the world. The Kumbham or the apex of the temple is carved out of a single rock and weighs around 80 tons. It's really amazing that they could place an 80-ton rock on top of a 16-story Vimana without having any modern techniques and machines. It's still one of the biggest mysteries of all the other mysteries in this temple. No man-built shallow structures around the world have such a huge stone cap at the top of the constructed temple. Another possibility is that our Vedic rishis and saints could chant mantras and levitate objects. The 80-ton stone could have been levitated and placed on top of the Vimana. The Garbhagriha emits huge amounts of electromagnetic positive vibrations. The chanting of Om in the Garbhagriha exponentially expands the positive energies in the temple. The 80-ton stone was kept as a repulsive force so as to make the energy revolve around the temple perimeter and keep the place pious and divinely graceful. The huge stone cap is constructed in such a way that the shadow of the temple Gopuram will not fall on the ground at noon in any season. It will just fall on itself. It is the only structure in the world to have this peculiar feature. There is also a big statue of Nandi carved out of a single rock measuring about 16 feet in length and 13 feet in height at the entrance. The entire temple structure is made out of granite. As we know, the cutting and carving of the granite stone is very difficult. Even today, it's not possible to carve intricate designs on the granite stones as we have in the Tanjavur temple. It's believed that a series of holes were created in the granite block, and the holes could be deeper or superficial based on the requirement. Then wooden sticks were filled in those holes and water poured into those holes. After a long period of time, the rocks would break. Similarly, customized granite blocks were cut. Inscriptions in the temple point towards Kunjara Mallan Rajaraja Perundachan as the chief architect of the temple. The inscriptions also mention that the different kinds of jewels used in the period. A total of 23 different types of pearls, 11 varieties of diamonds, and rubies are mentioned in these inscriptions. There are lots of high quality paintings in the Tanjavur Big Temple. Those paintings explain many things about the kingdom of Chola dynasty and also the greatness of Rajaraja Cholan. Some paintings also explain about Rajaraja Cholan's selfless bhakti towards Lord Shiva. There is a raised platform within the Garbhagriha where Rajaraja Cholan could sit and perform puja and abhishekam to the Lord. Siddhar Karuvurar, who was the guru for Rajaraja Cholan, had a significant contribution to the completion of the Brihadishwara temple. He was one among the 18 Siddhas popularly known in Tamil literature. Karuvurar Siddhar lived in Karuvur in Tamil Nadu, the present Karur. The Tanjavur Big Temple contains more than 100 underground passages to various places. The underground channels also contain some secret paths that lead to various places like the palace of Rajaraja Cholan and also to other important destinations. Most of the underground passages were sealed, and if the people choose the wrong passage, then there are possibilities that the path might lead to mazed, unexitable zones. It's widely known that this was a trap for the safety of Rajaraja Cholan's kingdom. The temple is a part of the UNESCO World Heritage Site known as the Great Living Chola Temples. The other two Chola marvels include Gangaikonda Cholapuram Temple and Airavadeshwar Temple that are about 70 kilometers and 40 kilometers away respectively. Rajaraja Cholan, often described as Rajaraja the Great, was the most powerful king in the south at this time, ensuring Chola supremacy in South India and Indian Ocean. His extensive empire included the Pandya territory, which is the southern Tamil Nadu, the Chera territory, that's the central Kerala and western Tamil Nadu, and northern Sri Lanka. He also acquired the Lakshadweep and Maldives islands in the Indian Ocean. Campaigns against the western Gangas, that's the southern Karnataka, and Chalukyas extended the Chola influence as far as the Tungabhadra river. On the eastern coast, he battled with the Chalukyas for the possession of Vengi, the Godavari district. Rajaraja Cholan died in 1014 CE and was succeeded by his son Rajendra Cholan. There are a lot of speculations on Rajaraja Cholan's death. It's speculated that he had a conflict with his guru Karuvurar, and Karuvurar left him and the king was depressed and committed suicide from the 6th story of the temple. I do not want to go deep into that topic as that is out of scope of this video. By this video, my intention is to showcase the magnanimity of Rajaraja Cholan and the Dravidian architecture. If you find my videos interesting, please click the like button, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to get notifications on the latest videos.